Just as the job requires a 24/7 surveillance, operations and defense of the territorial integrity of Nigeria, the Nigerian Army has remained in the forefront of this constitutional duty. A clear example was when the Muslims were celebrating the Eid-el-Fitr Salah festivity. Troops supported and encouraged by Chief of Army Staff were in the trenches. Of course, these efforts are translating to the relative peace we all enjoy during and after the Salah period, extending to even moments like this. Hello, glad to have you join us again on Soja Weekly Update, a reliable media platform of the Nigerian Army to get authentic news, information and policy statements of the Army leadership. I am Francis Kabile saying Eid Mubarak in arrears. This program being the 24th episode, and our previous episodes are on our social media handles: YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and X. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment. Welcome. Welcome back. Now, let's begin on a celebration mode. Chief of Army Staff commemorates Eid-el-Fitr with Frontline, sick and wounded troops, reaffirms commitment to welfare and combat readiness. The Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Olufemi Oluyede, marked the 2025 Eid-el-Fitr celebration with frontline troops, sick and wounded soldiers across various theaters of operation. He reaffirmed his commitment to the welfare and combat readiness of the troops, emphasizing the importance of unity, mutual respect, and peaceful coexistence. General Oluyede was represented by senior officers at various events, including a luncheon with troops, sick and wounded soldiers on hospital's admission at 44 Nigerian Army Reference Hospital, Kaduna State. He urged the troops to uphold their patriotic spirit and acknowledged their unwavering commitment to safeguarding the nation. Similar events were held in Katsina, Jos, Port Harcourt, and other Nigerian Army locations where General Oluyede feted frontline troops and emphasized the Army's commitment to their welfare and combat readiness. The event brought together dignitaries, including retired senior military officers, and boosted the morale of the soldiers. He expressed joy that having the 2025 Ramadan and Lenten seasons side by side, highlighting the importance of unity, mutual respect, and peaceful coexistence as a nation. Oluyede was represented by various commanders during the luncheon, demonstrating his commitment to involving his top military commanders and boosting soldiers' morale in the Nigerian Army. Chief of Army Staff evaluates troops training, pledges more support to improve standards. The Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Olufemi Oluyede, on Thursday, 3rd April 2025, carried out an assessment of ongoing troops training at the Nigerian Army Training Center during his working visit to the center in Kachiya, Kaduna State. Addressing officers and soldiers of the center, General Oluyede averred that as an integral element of his command philosophy, the Nigerian Army under his watch places high premium on troops training, describing it as a panacea for operational effectiveness and optimization. He added that only well-trained personnel would be able to perform optimally when deployed for operations. The Chief of Army Staff urged the troops to remain focused and dedicated by giving their best during the training, adding that they should be prepared to apply their newly acquired skills to make a difference in the field. He commended the training team for their efficiency in handling the training sessions and pledged more support to the training center to sustain the production of well-trained soldiers for the Nigerian Army. He charged the soldiers to remain disciplined and professional to justify the huge investment in their training. Army Chief commissions Nigerian Army Intelligence Corps Soldiers' Quarters, reaffirms commitment to troops' welfare. The Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Olufemi Oluyede, has reaffirmed his commitment to the welfare of personnel and their families as he commissions the newly constructed accommodation for soldiers in Abuja. The Chief of Army Staff made the reaffirmation recently while addressing the gathering at the commissioning ceremony of soldiers' quarters christened Lieutenant General Tarid Abiodun Lagbaja Model Corporal and Below Quarters in Mambila Barracks Extension, Abuja. General Oluyede restated his resolve to vigorously tackle the accommodation deficit in the Nigerian Army by ensuring that every soldier has access to decent and conducive accommodation, as their well-being and that of their families is paramount to his administration. He reiterated that Nigerian Army under his watch will continue to place premium on troops' welfare.
The major mantra of my command philosophy to put soldiers first and to see how best we can improve their well-being so that they can do their job well. This is the 48 flat project, right? Yes, sir. They have done 12. So I'm going to do the next 24.
He urged the soldiers to reciprocate by taking full charge of their responsibilities, uphold professionalism, and contribute to the continuous improvement of the Nigerian Army. At the event, the Chief of Military Intelligence Army, Major General Thompson Ogiagbe, expressed his gratitude to the Chief of Army Staff for his visionary leadership and support in actualizing the project. He disclosed that the project is in line with the Chief of Army Staff Soldiers' first mantra, adding that it is crucial to motivate subordinates on their command by providing conducive living and working environment, as well as other incentives to support them. Ogiagbe emphasized that the strength of the Nigerian Army lies in the dedication, resilience, and well-being of its troops, and not solely in weaponry. He pointed out that ensuring soldiers' welfare is not only a duty but also a moral obligation.
I have always believed that the strength of our army lies more in the dedication, resilience, and well-being of our personnel than in weaponry and strategies. Indeed, our soldiers are the backbone of the army, the bedrock upon which our collective success rests. Ensuring their welfare is therefore not just a duty, but also a moral obligation. This position was championed by the late Chief of Army Staff, and is also the mantra of the Special Guest of Honor. In this regard, the Special Guest of Honor Soldiers First philosophy leaves no doubt whatsoever. Indeed, the Special Guest of Honor has tirelessly championed initiatives that prioritize the welfare of soldiers, recognizing that a well-cared for and motivated force is an unstoppable one.
Highlights of the event is the launching of a special dedication of Nigerian Army Intelligence Corps Akan Maxine, presentation of keys to the beneficiaries of the new accommodation, a guided tour of the facility, and planting of trees to commemorate the events. Now to operational stories. Troops of Operation Safe Haven arrest killers of Reverend Father in Kaduna. Troops of Sector 7 Operation Safe Haven have arrested suspected killers of a Reverend Father, Sylvester Okechukwu, who was murdered after he was kidnapped in Kachira village in Kaura government area of Kaduna State. The suspects were arrested recently following a raid on the prime suspect hideout located at Ruga settlement in Wasa Piti village in Leri local government area of Kaduna State. During preliminary investigation, the prime suspect, Pete Yao, 33-year-old, confessed to have been contracted by one Douglas Henry, living in the same house with the slain priest, to kidnap him. Troops in a follow-up operation arrested Douglas Henry at Agwan Sariki Tachira in Kaura local government area of the state. The arrested suspects are in custody, undergoing further interrogation. In another development, troops of 6th Brigade foil kidnap attempt, rescue victims after intense gun battle. In a swift and decisive response to distress information from road users along the Takum-Jalingo Road on 29 March 2025, the gallant troops of 6th Brigade Nigerian Army Sector 3 Operation Wow Stroke, in conjunction with officers of the Nigerian Police Force, stationed at Samta successfully foiled a kidnapping attempt at Modi Town in Taraba State. Upon receiving reports of the ongoing abduction, the troops swiftly mobilized and moved to the scene. On arrival, they engaged the armed criminals in a fierce gun battle, applying superior firepower that forced the kidnappers to abandon their victims and flee into the forest. The rescued victims include Mr. Yakubu Usman, an indigene of Angwan Abuja in Takum, and Mr. Godwin Peter of Angwan Dadinkua, who sustained injuries during the incident. The victims were promptly evacuated to a medical facility for urgent treatment, while other passengers of the affected 18-seater Toyota bus continued their journey safely. As the relentless effort of the Nigerian army troops continue to launch onslaught against enemies of the state, we will stop here on this episode, and until we come with fresh stories in our next episode, continue on your path to be law-abiding, as peace is priceless. Always follow us on Nigerian Army Info TV on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and X to like and comment on our productions. See you next time. I am Francis Kabile.